Welcome back to Life with Moody. Today we're going to be talking about dojis. And yes, I said dojis plural with an S because there's 4 different types of dojis that you need to be aware of. And dojis are actionable signals, letting you know that there's indecision in the market. Before we get into this video, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right, let's get straight into it. All right, guys. So before we get into the charts, I want to bring you over to Google and let you see what they look like. So we have 4 different types of dojis right here. We have a common doji, a long-legged doji, a gravestone doji, and a dragonfly doji, right? So the common doji and the long-legged doji kind of represent the same thing. It's just letting you know that there's indecision in the market, but the long-legged doji is showing you a little bit more of a price action. So it's just a big old tug of war. It's a longer tug of war than the regular common doji, right? So the gravestone doji, I like to look at it as an insect, right? An insect that has a long tail with a flat head, right? That is aiming to go down. And then the dragonfly doji, the same thing. Another insect with a long tail on the downside, though, with a flat head top that's trying to push the price up, right? So let's go straight into these charts. And I've highlighted some so you guys are able to see what they are. So we have a common doji right here. One thing that you need to understand about dojis is that it's indecision in the market. There's a tug of war going on between the buyers and the sellers, which are bears and bulls, right? So when we seen this doji right here, it's giving us an actionable signal and is letting us know that nor the buyers nor the sellers have control on the stock price at the moment, right? They're fighting to gain control. And that's why the next candle that you saw was similar to a gravestone doji, right? Trying to go all the way back down. And it's because the tug of war has not finished just yet, right? So you had a common doji appear, and then you had a gravestone doji appear, and then you had a bullish candle that pushed the price right back up, and then you had a bearish candle that pushed the price right back down. And that these 2 candles, you can basically see them inside of here on a smaller time frame because we're looking at the hourly time frame, and you'll see the tug of war happening, right? So once we got this gravestone doji, like I said before, we had the buyers come in and push the price right back up. Then the sellers came back in and pushed the price right back down. And then you got another doji, letting you know that there's indecision in the market. But it's very important where you find these dojis. Since we know we continue to get some dojis on a small consolidation period, we know that the breakout is going to be major. Is either going to go is either going to go up or it's just going to go down, right? And in this case, we've seen that the price after Friday coming in on a Monday, the price went up, right? So let me bring you over to SPY. So on SPY, we've seen a long-legged doji, right? Letting you know that the tug of war is still going on and that the buyers and the sellers are trying to fight for control. And we found this one on a downtrend, right? Because we see these candles going down. So once we found them on a downtrend, it's letting you know also that the downtrend may stop and reverse and go on an uptrend, or the tug of war continue to happen and it could continue going down, right? They're just actionable signals to let you know that no one has control in the market. And one thing that I like to say about dojis is actually a good candle to be able to get out of your trade with profit, right? Because if you see this candle, you know, oh, well, let me go ahead and take my profit real quick, and I'm gonna see what the next candle brings me and see what happens. As we've seen this long-legged doji, we've seen that the buyers came in and pushed the price right back up, but then the bears came in, which are the sellers, and they pushed the price right back down and they started winning. And then we found another long-legged doji, right? So always keep in mind that a doji is just letting you know that there's indecision in the market and nor the buyers nor the sellers have control. So if I bring you over to Exxon, we found a dragonfly doji, right? On the bottom of a downtrend. And this is where you want to find dragonfly dojis on the bottom of a downtrend, because now it's letting you know that just like any other doji, that there's indecision in the market, and nor the buyers nor the sellers have control. The reason I say that nor the buyers and the sellers have control, because anytime you see any type of doji, they're opening and closing at the same price. You might see some price action within the wicks with it going all the way up or going all the way down, but always keep in mind that it opened and it closed in the same price point. When we found this dragonfly doji, it let us know that the tug of war is happening, nor the buyers nor the sellers have control. But then as we start looking at more candles, you see that the bulls gain more control and they started pushing the price up. And then the bears stepped back in and another doji appeared, right? With a gravestone doji, which is the opposite of the dragonfly doji. And the gravestone doji try to push the price right back down, but it opened and closed basically at the same price. And when the next candle came up, it started pushing right back up. It continued to push right back up. So if we bring you over to plug, you'll see right here, we have a gravestone doji, right? So I like to find gravestone dojis on the top of an uptrend, right? Because it's letting me know that there's indecision in the market and that uptrend can possibly be ending. So for this case, it basically kind of ended and then it went back on an uptrend, right? So if you was looking at this gravestone doji and you was thinking about getting in for a short position, you could have went ahead and jumped in for a short position and grabbed this little dollar. It was $1.33 move, right, to the downside, and got out on a quick scalp trade, right? And a scalp trade is you jumping in the market maybe for 1 minute to 15 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour. That'd be a scalp trade. As we're looking at this 1 hour time frame, you've seen that would have been an effective short trade really quickly for a scalp, right? And it's letting you know, this gravestone doji, that the uptrend was coming to an end and then the downtrend started, right? But it was not really of a downtrend. It was just 1 hour within the market being open that the price got pushed right back down, because then you see that it went back into an uptrend. So real quick, let's go back to Google. So the common doji, the long-legged doji, the gravestone doji, and the dragonfly doji are letting you know that there's indecision in the market, right? But the common doji is letting you know that the tug of war is now in place. The long-legged doji is also letting you know that the tug of war is now in place. These two kind of represent the same thing. But now when you see a gravestone doji, is letting you know that if you find it, right, is very, very, very important where you find the gravestone or the dragonfly. If you find the gravestone on top of an uptrend, you know that uptrend has a strong possibility of stopping and reversing and turning into a downtrend, right? Or falling into some consolidation. Now, if you see a dragonfly, you want to find those particularly on the bottom of a downtrend. And when you find them at the bottom of a downtrend, is letting you know that there's indecision in the market and that downtrend has the possibility of ending. So if you guys have any more questions about what a doji is, please drop them in the comments, shoot me a DM on my Instagram or however you like, and I can go into more details on how to trade a doji or how to take your profits at a doji. So with that being said, thank you for tapping into Life with Moody, and please drop any comments if you want to learn about any other actionable signals, because there's plenty others, or if you want to just learn any more candlesticks patterns. Please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.